which probably leads you to the question of what are we doing?
Certainly.
So obviously year after year, we have these ideas and we wonder whether this one's right for that. When we did the Tanner show, clearly we had that young man and we were like, okay, we should do this show now. When we had the circus show, we had Keely, Morgan, and Lance, and we were kind of like, okay, we've got this thing that we want to build it upon. And this one was, like every other one, we have music that we're really fond of. We've been really fond of, I don't know how many people really know this, but when you see a Clint Eastwood movie that he's directed, he's also been involved in the film score, a lot of times writing the music for the film. So when we did the circus show 3 years back now, that's a Clint Eastwood piece. That music from that, he wrote that. So, we've done a little bit of other things with Clint Eastwood music, but Michael and I just love it. We think he's brilliant. So, if you've seen the movie Gran Torino, well, the main theme for the movie, Gran Torino, is sung by Jamie Cullum. But even in our version that you hear, Clint Eastwood sings the first minute and a half of the song. So, the song is called Gran Torino, but, he references realigning the stars, realigning all the stars, a lot of the things within the song are, the best line in the song is, your world is nothing more than all the tiny things you've left behind. And that inspired us. We were like, this is what these kids are doing. They're leaving this legacy that these kids are going to say in a year that they could have easily said, I don't want to do it. They were like, we need to help the future of the program too. That was inspiring to us. So that really led us to this show. It really led us to this idea. And, what you'll see when you see Avon this winter is, I like to tell people, I'm not sure we're not as strong as we've ever been, quite honestly. We do all the things that we normally would do. We'll get into the COVID precautions, but, we've been going since July 5th. We have yet to have one child test positive. We're very proud of that. And that's because of Delee, she's our guard mom, and what we do to go through every rehearsal, get our equipment. They're all bringing their equipment. Yet there's, as with every program, I'm sure there's just gobs of hand sanitizer everywhere, but sprays and all of the things that we've had to do were so important. But we wanted to go for it. We wanted to give them what we would normally give them. And I think when people see it, they're going to be really excited about it because it's really special. It's really special in a lot of different ways too, that we've tried some things that are unique. We didn't want to use props. We were like, okay, no props. How do we do something different and we don't use props? So we're not touching them. We're not moving them. We're not doing all this stuff. And what you'll see in the show is, we use all of our equipment on the floor in our design process. Everything is laid out. But like I said, how the world is nothing more than all the tiny things you've left behind. Not only do we pick them up, but we leave them behind too, so everything throughout the show is staged and set up. We use these scarves at the beginning of the show, and then we set them down and we create a star when he says realign all the stars, and you'll see it's pretty magical in the way that we're pretty proud of it because it was a design tool that neither of us had ever exposed ourselves to either. We've talked a lot about how you could leave your equipment. How can you do things within, we have a flag design that looks like the Northern Lights, and you'll see it across the back of the floor, and it's just on the floor and it stays there the whole time until we pick it up eventually. And every time you see us pick up our sabers, they're in little stars on the floor. And then like, oddly enough, you'll see it. We put it down, we swing on by, pick all the equipment up, and you're like, wow, where'd that come from? You're like, oh yeah, that's right. It was in the floor design. And it's that's just a constant part of what we do, is that idea of leaving something behind, leaving something of yourself behind. And it's just a great message. It's been wonderful to talk to them about these type of things. We did our socially distanced history night the other night. We were in a big band area, all the kids are separated, but we still put the videos up and we talked about all 20 years about it. And they're looking at it. And some of the best things the kids have ever said were, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you know, these kids from 2002, you know, imagine if you're 18 in 2002. Well, that was 18 years ago. You know, you're a 36-year-old woman right now. You probably have kids and you're living your life in your career. And it was so neat to have the kids say things like, 18 years from now, Daniel will still be here. And I said, oh, stop that. Daniel will not still be here 18 years from now. But, you know, I was like, it's true. Hopefully 18 years from now, when they do Avon History Night, here you will be, you know, and here you, and they're looking at you through your eyes, you know, and they're looking at the program and wondering what they will do to leave their impact on it.